Imagine your dad tells you, son, you can become anything you want to be. Chase your dreams. Become an astronaut or something. And then the very next moment, he picks up his phone and starts scrolling on TikTok. Would you believe his message? You've seen it in the people in your life. Maybe you've experienced it as a child. People complain about working these jobs that they don't like so that they can support their kids. But by being at these jobs and the long hours that comes with it, they don't actually have the time to be with their kids. They don't have time to watch their kids grow up. So they're working so hard to provide for their kids, but it's kind of for nothing because you're not actually seeing them grow up. I want to become a millionaire. And apparently so does everyone on YouTube. I know you've got the how to become a top 1% man and how to make 10k per month videos all over your recommended page. Even though you want, to become rich, even though you want the freedom that is with the millionaire, you grew up broke. So it's kind of hard for you to actually believe in yourself to achieve these big goals because, not affording groceries and hardly seeing your parents, that's all you've ever known. So then when you actually want the goal to become a millionaire, yeah, it sounds nice and sexy that you want these goals, but do you actually believe you're worthy of these millionaire lifestyle dream? Because I think everyone wants to become a millionaire, and some people might not admit it to themselves because they think they're above money. But I think everyone wants to become a millionaire, to have the freedom that is a millionaire, not to work these crap jobs that you don't even like, that you find unfulfilling, and you don't even find these jobs fulfilling. But on top of that, you gotta work through these long hours, and then you gotta deal with the office politics and the gossip and who's sleeping with who, and it's just a mess. You're just trying to work, but then you gotta add on all this extra stuff that comes with a day job, where you don't even like your manager, where you gotta wake up super early for a job you don't even like. But the reason why I want to become a millionaire, at the beginning, it was because literally it just sounds sexy, isn't it? Of course I want to be a millionaire. But now that I've hear other people's complaining, they're complaining about not even seeing people complaining about how they're working hard at these jobs that they don't like to provide for their kids, and because they're working so hard and for so long, they don't even have the time to see their kids. Being a millionaire may not buy you happiness, but it can definitely buy the time where you can watch your kids grow up. Like, actually, instead of leaving them at home or with some babysitter or anything, being rich gives you the choice to watch your kids grow up. I've worked in the shopping center I've been making burritos, I've been making coffee, and I meet a lot of different types of people, but I also meet a lot of parents. And hearing their complaints is enough for me. When I find it hard to sit down at my desk and to do some work for 30 minutes, I remember the complaints of these parents that they can't afford to be with their kids because they're working. Every time I want to do some stupid shit like pick up some weed or play video games or bust to sexy Instagram content, then whenever I have those urges, I just think back to the complaints of the parents and also my childhood. Seeing how tired my parents were when I did see them, because they were always working. And these are good enough reasons for me to stop doing this stupid stuff. Like, that's why I have the goal to retire the people that I love. And I'm trying to do so at a young age, because when I do start my family, I don't want to be broke. Because right now, I can see how my life... Right now, I don't have any kids. And I can see how it affects me having a job. So right now, I don't have any kids, right? And I can already see how annoying having a job is. The office gossip. The waking up super early, being on someone else's time, your schedule is not even yours. I see how that affects me as someone with no kids. So could you imagine? Those same situation of relying on a boss that you don't even like, doing a job that you don't even like doing, all for £10 an hour, and then you have kids on top of that. I'll be too stressed out to be present, because that's what the kids, as far as I'm aware, that's what kids want, just to have the presence and affection from their parents. But if I'm too stressed out and tired and I'm not even there for most of the time, how can I give them the love and affection that they truly need? I am, yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Are you? I'm not good enough, so you get me followers, yeah. Alright,
Grace, hotspot me real quick. No.
I'll just put it on notes.
Yeah,
Teddyburberry. You know, like the brand?
yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all, yeah?
What's he doing?
Excuse me. So if I'm too stressed out right now as someone with no kids, could you imagine when I actually have the kids? I was gonna say something like super like deep, but I forgot because those kids were just asking about my YouTube channel, which is fair enough. Look how beautiful, by the way. Yeah. Having a job and working these hours and being too stressed out because the work that I am doing is not even fulfilling, and then you add kids on top of that, there is no way I can be a loving and present father if I'm too stressed out and I'm getting bullied at work. There is no way I could I'm not even trying to be emotional with it. There is if it was an equation about how working a job that you don't like plus kids, it does not equal a loving and affectionate father. I mentioned before that I've experienced it in my childhood upbringing with my parents, and I think back to the time when I'm 11 years old and my dad is working 2 jobs. I hardly see him, and when I do see him, he's super tired. And yet, he finds the time to get out of his jobs at the time that I leave my school. You know, like after I finish my after school. And then after school, he would drive me all the way to the other side of the town in the traffic just to drop me off to my English tutor. You know, I wasn't doing well in school, so he got me tutoring, like extra support for English. And I didn't appreciate it at that moment, but because I never took those tutoring lessons seriously. But the reason why he was getting out of work to drop me off to my English lessons was probably because he was getting bullied by the white people in the factory that he was working. The one that he had to leave early so he can pick me up from school to go to English lesson. And they were probably bullying my dad because he wasn't good at English. You see what I mean? So now because my dad is seeing the effects of not having good English has on him and how people treat him, he wants to make sure that his son, me, doesn't have to go through that. He didn't tell me that at the time, And it wouldn't have mattered. I would have still taken it for granted because I didn't take those tutoring lessons seriously. And this is why I want to put in the effort right now. I've made it intentional with myself. I'm not going on any holidays. I've stopped watching the sexy content. I've stopped the video games, just so I can focus and work hard right now when I'm young to give my kids the love, presence, and affection that I never got. Thank you for being here. Love.